Welcome to Innovation 2019. Thank you all very much for coming. My name is Kevin Sorkin and I am the founder and CEO of the Event Organisers Global Government Forum. It's wonderful to see so many faces here, some of them old faces, some of them very new faces. We serve to help civil service leaders work with and learn from one another, providing journalism and events and research to do so. And the word serving is key here. Just as you serve elected leaders, helping them to realise their goals, we serve you. And having brought together the agenda, the space and the people, we hope you will find this event inspiring and valuable, and you can take what you learn from here back to your roles to support you all in doing something different and making a difference. And for our UK colleagues, I hope it can be a welcome alternative to the current day events. I wonder how long we can go without mentioning the B word today, but today is all about finding some answers to the challenges you are all facing in your important roles. We have an incredible lineup of panelists today. I would like to thank them all. This is a unique opportunity to draw on their expertise from all over the globe and across sectors. When it comes to the discussions and Q&A, don't hold back. Ask as many questions as you can and make the most of the short time we have together. I'd like to say thank you very much to our knowledge partners, to EY for being the headline knowledge partner, and all other partners and exhibitors whom we will hear from throughout the day. And I'd like to thank John Manzoni, Chief Executive of the UK Civil Service. This is the first time we've held this event, and we are very grateful to the support of John and the support of his colleagues. So thank you all very much for coming to this year's event, and I look forward to a fascinating and informative set of talks and discussions. Now to open proceedings, please welcome our host, John Manzoni.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Kevin. Welcome to you all to London. Nice to see you all here. I'm delighted that we're able to host this first Global Government Innovation Summit. When Kevin first suggested this to me 12 months ago, I was wondering about what might be happening as we were due to host it. Well, here we are, and we're still hosting it, so that's good. But I have to say, the attendees here today, there are 30 speakers, there are 39 countries represented in this room, and there are more than 600 delegates registered. There are probably 300 or 400 in this room. Now, it's lovely to see you all here, and I think it's fantastic for an inaugural event, and it speaks to how important this is for governments around the world. Innovation, of course, is a fundamental challenge for today's public service everywhere. We're all facing the same tensions. How do we continue to deliver user-centered services to citizens in a way that they expect here in the 21st century, accounting for the changes in social norms and behaviours, while harnessing new technologies coming at us thick and fast, all in the context of a fiscal envelope which continuously gets tighter and tighter. It demands, quite frankly, extraordinary efforts from all public administrations around the world, from each of us, from each of you here, and each of our organisations. And it encompasses change and innovation in not just technical dimensions, but in many dimensions. So, for instance, we need to understand how to incorporate behavioural science into our policy-making structures. We need actually to understand how to protect the very basis of our democratic processes, which can be, and some would say already are being attacked in using new and agile tools across the world. We need to adjust the relationship between the public sector and the private sector. We need to evolve that so that it can be flexible and get the best for our citizenry. We need to understand the shape of our future workforce and how to deploy robotics at one end and AI at the other end, and how they will change the way we go to work, because we've all got enormous numbers of people working in the public sector. We need to understand how best to deploy those new technologies into our services, both to make them more efficient, of course, and to make them more effective to the citizens. We need to understand how to marshal our data, which sits underneath that technology. Governments hold huge amounts of data, from geospatial data around places, right down to detailed information about an individual. And we, of course, have to set the ethical standards for not only how we, for how we use that data and how we combine that data, and that is a difficult and complex task. And we also need to evolve how we organize ourselves to deliver public services in the light of an increasingly citizen-centric world. And that is a big challenge and a big task, and one that we're working on very hard here in the UK. There are no doubt many other areas. I've just listed a few areas of innovation and change where we need to continue to push so that we can improve the service delivery to the citizens of whichever country we are from. And that is, of course, the common purpose that brings you all here today. That is why we're all here. For our part in the UK, we're quite proud of what we do and how we do it. Many would say we are already world-class in service delivery. We're high-ranking among the world's administrations in that regard. We're driving changes to what we deliver. Great example would be our big universal credit programs, taken 6 or 7 years, hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds to get done, but it is fundamentally reforming and changing how we deliver our welfare benefits. But we're not only changing what we deliver, we're changing how we deliver it. We're digitizing hundreds and hundreds of services across the UK, but we're also evolving, as I've mentioned, how we structure our civil service, the very structure and processes with which the civil service works, in order that we can better serve the complex demands of the citizens. We're certainly not complacent, and we're definitely conscious of the need to learn from others all the time, and particularly, how do we collectively embed transformative change into our system, not just add a website to an old system. These are common challenges for all of us in this room. And that, of course, is the power of today's summit, to share perspectives, to share solutions, to learn from each other, to make new connections, all in service of enhancing the lives of the citizens of our country. So thank you all for coming today. It's great to see you all here. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you also to Kevin. He did all the work. He came to see me and said, would you host it? I said yes, and then 12 months later he said, we've just done it. Could you come and open it? That's fine by me. But thank you to Kevin, and of course to our knowledge partners and our sponsors and key sponsor in particular for supporting this day. I hope you have a fantastic day. The agenda looks fantastic. I now want to hand over to Jay Knibb, who is the Global Vice Chair of Markets for EY. For anybody who wonders what the hell that means, that basically means he's the boss of service delivery for EY globally. Jay, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone. It's really a pleasure to be with you here this morning to discuss collaboration between business and government in building a better working world. As I meet with both business and government, new ideas are emerging to address really 5 megatrend issues that we are facing. First, the rapid change in technology. And enabling that change in technology requires agile responses by government and by business. The second trend is that continued desire for increased transparency, both from business and government to both public and private stakeholders, and the expectation of increased communication to society. The third is the evolution of the skill sets needed by talent. The workforce of tomorrow needs to be reformed and changed. And we have high expectations that our educational systems have to respond. A technologically enabled employee is going to be critical to both government and business going forward. The fourth trend is obviously the business of both politics, of trade, and how trade evolves in this new world. We're seeing this play out each and every day, and it's important for both government and business to recognize that dialogue, in order to help, not hinder global trade, is going to be increasingly more important. Now, each of these trends, whether that is transparency, technology, talent, or trade, is necessitating fundamental transformation, both at the government level and at the business level, understanding how you have to change your business and the way you interact within our citizenry. So today, the importance of today's event, in my view, can't be overestimated. Change to climate, demographics, economies mean that governments around the world face new challenges. Challenges that affect citizens in all countries. Challenges that can only be met by doing things differently through innovation. And these challenges can only be addressed if we talk to one another across borders and across sectors. Working together between government and business to address the changes and the challenges of tomorrow is how we're going to innovate to address these new problems head on. I'm very proud that EY is the lead knowledge partner for this event and is helping to facilitate the exchange of ideas amongst all of the participants. It's only by working together, government and business, that I think we can actually address the needs of our citizenry. At EY, we pride ourselves in the proponents and advocacy of innovation. We've worked through our alliance partners to blend emerging technologies with business innovation to help solve some of the most complex problems. Outside of government, we offer digital solutions to farm suppliers, farmers, and food processors to improve efficiency and create business opportunities across the agricultural value chain. We use predictive analytics and machine learning to work with some of the biggest port operators in the world to reduce congestion and make goods move through ports with speed and efficiency. We're using blockchain with multiple parties, from winemakers to gaming platforms to insurance companies, to provide the assurance and the trust that's necessary to speed business with authenticity and confidence in the systems. And we've worked with financial services institutions, particularly in countries where nationally backed government ID programs provide a combination of both government data and private data, and in some cases to provide short-term loans and financing within 10 minutes to the citizenry by combining that data from those sources. A very powerful way in which to fuel economic access to capital for those who perhaps have nothing more than a mobile smart device. These types of innovations, I think, are ideas that government can help collaborate with business. And throughout the course of this event, we're expecting that those ideas of innovation will be shared by many of the knowledge partners. Certainly, the EY government and public sector practice has spent a great deal of time working with government and business to try to address the evolving needs of the citizenry. In closing, I'd like to thank the Global Government Forum for the work that they do helping senior civil servants around the world in meeting the challenges and building this expertise. And I'd also like to thank the UK Government Digital Services who have worked very closely with the forum to put this event together. I think the next day will provide some very great insights, hopefully very good collaboration and dialogue around how innovation can help government and business create a better working world for all of its citizens.